Welcome to Karibu and Ewing's 15 Minutes at Dr. Zali's Desk special. Join us as we dive into the topics related to living with a facial disfigurement. Whether you're here for yourself, your loved ones, or for educational and professional insights, this is for you. We start our conversation with clear, understandable terminology. While we use disfigurement, it's for medical and legal clarity. We acknowledge you may relate to terms like visible difference or your own diagnoses. All our presenters have lived experience or work with people living with facial disfigurement. Curious to know more? So are we. Pull up a seat, grab a cuppa, and let's chat around the table with Karibu and Ewing's 15 Minutes at Dr. Zali's Desk special.
Hi and welcome, and thank you very much for listening. Oh, you did it again! Sorry, real life things.
Yeah, these things happen.
It's real life recordings.
Everyday life, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Dr. Zali O'Day, and this is my beautiful guest and friend, Elizabeth Ewing, or Liz.
Hello.
Oh dear, now let's get back to the banners and let's say, I'm just wondering, Liz, what's a fun fact about yourself?
Fun fact is that I like my cups of tea, and I like combining all different types of flavours and different types of honey, and you have experienced some of these.
I have. Some of them are wonderful. And some of them are
great,
beautiful. They blend really well, and then some of them are not so great.
Not so great.
But on the whole, they've been really good. Like I think I've only tasted one that was not so great.
Right.
No. So, what else would you like to tell us about yourself briefly?
I am 45 years old. I am a homeschooling mum to our daughter. I like art, and I play guitar, and I get lessons.
Yeah, she does, and she's got much better, and she's getting better.
Thank you.
And she sings, It's good.
So do you. What an amazing voice you have.
Yes, I do. Thank you. So just before we get into this wonderful, weird behaviour that you talk about, I'm just wondering if you could set the scene up for us. So what happened?
About a week ago today.
Yeah, a week today.
Yeah, our daughters met at the park with my daughter's half-brothers and cousin, and they were all hanging out together and having a nice time. And we were having a chat, weren't we?
Yeah,
in the park, the local park.
Yeah. We were having a natter.
We were, and I think I received a phone call, and simultaneously, and two of the boys, stepsons, were running towards us at a rapid pace, calling out to us.
My daughter was crying and upset and had fallen over.
Yeah, so that was a bit scary.
It was.
Yeah,
it was very scary. Only because she'd done some damage earlier on, and I was wondering whether or not she'd re-hurt herself in the same spot, which was healing.
Yes,
she had not, thank God. But nevertheless,
that was a big relief, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
So, what did you experience?
Well, we rushed over, and she was, poor thing, was on the ground and scuffed up her hands and knees and was bleeding and crying, and a bit
tummy and shoulder as well. But we didn't.
Was it a tummy too?
Yeah, and
I didn't even know
shoulder,
that.
as well. Yeah. But it was bad.
Poor thing.
And she wouldn't let either of us. Like I was at the back of her, consoling her and cuddling her.
Yeah, you were doing a great job.
Yeah,
good mum.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And even Liz, like Liz comes. I'm a mum that goes, "Yep, you'll be right." And Liz goes, "Oh, you want a Band-Aid?" She wouldn't get a Band-Aid from me, but she gets one from Liz. And
normally,
Yes.
But not this day.
And no, she didn't. No, she didn't even want to take it from you.
No. So, yeah, there's a sports centre there. So I went inside and found a guy in there and asked if they had a first aid kit so they could help us with her. And he went and rushed off and went looking for one. So that was really good. And in the meantime, I got toilet paper and water and did everything we could, and disinfectant something or other, cup of water and if you put the water and cloth toilet paper near her, she was very upset. She just cried more and more and got louder and louder. So it wasn't working clearly. No. So and then eventually
they returned
with one other guy. There was now 2 men who had returned, and they had a first aid kit, which was great, and we were very relieved. And they started tending to her wounds, which was wonderful. And she calmed down.
Yep.
And towards the end, one of them, he introduced himself and said he was a nurse. So, well, that's good.
I thought I thought he had to have been a medic from some sort, a medicine practitioner from some sort, because he was quite calm. Not the fact that we weren't calm, she just wasn't having a bar of us.
No.
But he was calm, he was collect, and I was at the back of her reassuring her, and he was reassuring from the front. And Liz was to my right when what happened, Liz, throughout this bandaging up stage?
What happened is he was referring to you and me for your daughter. And I wondered, does he know that you're the mother? Does he think I'm the mother? I mean, to me, I thought it seemed clear you could be the mother because your arms were
I was around it,
wrapped around
what
I was
experiencing was that he would look to me, kind of thing, not very often, but he would talk to Roni as he would and should. But then he was turning, just pretend I'm looking at you right now. He was turning to Liz and he was sharing what I should be doing to Liz, as if Liz was my daughter's mother.
He was sharing about the aftercare, which clearly the aftercare will be at home with the mother.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So
and I recognize this, and what Liz was doing was just pretend that you're looking at me, and you've made eye contact with me, because I actually turned my head around like this completely to see this, to witness this, and Liz was like looking eye contact with him and going like pointing over to me and back, and he was not getting the subtlety.
I was trying to me, I thought it was a strong hint, but apparently
was that the weird behaviour that you're talking about?
I found it quite bizarre because Zali had mentioned to him that she was the mother just prior to that, so I thought, oh good, that set him straight.
I piped up and said, when I saw her doing this, and I'm like looking at her and going, the penny's just dropped. He still is thinking that she's his mother, even though I am mum. And I pipe up and I say, I'm her mum. And then Liz explains that, yes, and these are my children. This is my child, and this is my children.
And their friends.
And that sort of thing. But
and I tried to smooth over it by saying, well, she's like a daughter, because they're best friends and they have been for years, and to try and make it less awkward.
But he didn't.
I don't know if that was the right tactic, but no. But then he kept looking at me, which was kind of weird. That was the weird behavior. Whoa,
that was the weird behavior. I don't know why that camera just moved over, because you looked at it and I haven't turned it. I don't know, but let's put it back like this. There you go. I have no idea. Oh no, it's doing this silly thing again. Hang on.
It's because I said the word weird. Honestly, it did it on weird.
Maybe.
That's all right. I'll just move over.
Oh, no, you know what you did?
Over, yeah.
No, I can turn it off. I think I did. Oh, no, I don't want everyone else to know what I'm doing over there. Let's do it. Let's do it this way. No.
It's all right. Keep going. Keep going.
So tracking's off, hopefully. Doesn't matter.
We were
doing, do you know what you did? You did that, and that was a special thing. I don't know what it was. It was
some made a quotation mark.
Yeah,
it's responded.
And it's responded because that's what I don't know how it does it, but anyway, it does it. Anyway, so how did you feel when he was deciding that he was going to be weird?
A little perplexed, confused, and somewhat uncomfortable.
So perplexed, confused, and uncomfortable because he wasn't.
Yeah, so there's any sort of understanding or getting it. It made me feel. It made me feel a bit like rude, like I'm doing something wrong, even though I wasn't doing anything wrong because he was looking at me. Because that's your daughter. So yeah. So it was just really, just move over. Yeah. So it was just strange.
Just trying to go back over this way. Move over this way. And then move over. Look now. Now go come back in.
Oh wow. This is the best episode ever, Zali.
It is. Anyway, so basically you felt perplexed, you felt weird, you didn't know what to do, and was this the first?
And I just thought he's confused.
Well, I have that.
But you set him straight, so he shouldn't have been. But
he continued to look at the beautiful blonde-eyed,
greeny blue,
blonde and greeny blue-eyed woman. So
So that was interesting. That was the first time I've sort of. There was one other time I kind of experienced it hanging out with you, but this was the first really evident and obvious time that something like that had happened, and it was quite odd to witness that these things really do happen. It's a thing.
It is a thing.
It's a thing, and I know you know it's a thing, and
it's called unconscious negative behavior or unconscious negative bias.
Which I think we do a lot in other ways, don't we?
We do
it. People might have a disability or really dressed in 70s attire with offensive flares or something, and you're like, I can't look at that. It's horrible. That's the wrong shade. We've all got it. With various things.
Another time with a medical staff member, it was when I was pregnant and I went along to emergency because I was pregnant and I didn't know, and I had a rash on me, and I will let you know that it was just a rash from a safe. I'm not going to do those two.
I almost did it.
I know I did. I was going to do safe, those things. Safe. Thing. Safe. What's it called? Antibiotic for when you're pregnant. But I obviously had an allergic reaction. But we didn't know that at the time. So myself and my family member, we went into emergency, and whereby they think that straight up my face is wrong. So I said, pardon me, no, it's not my face. I'm third nerve palsy from a car accident. And I have to self-explain myself and say I'm actually here because I'm pregnant and very heavily pregnant, and I've got a rash and I don't know where it's coming from. The long story short was that the staff member that was on call that night or that day, it was during the day, the doctor, who we'll call Dr. Joe, for it's not her real name, she kept on looking at me and speaking to me in this tone of voice. So, you've got a rash, have you? Do you know what you've done? And then defer to the person who I was with, a family member. And we had made sure that this person knew our relationship was, what kind of relationship we're in. And then I also told her that I had a master's in counselling, and I think really and truly she should come to my red couch and have some counselling herself. Oh, but anyway, and she was talking to me like this, as if she talked to me and give me a question to answer, and then deflect to the person who I was with. And this happened, like, do you want to hear your baby's heartbeat? We can get a machine in here and you can then listen. That will help you listen to your baby's heartbite. That was nearly quite word for word. That's what
awful.
She said.
So she's implying you must be slow.
Intellectually impaired. Yes.
Because of your eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so for me, myself and my family member walked out, and afterwards, after we'd found out that I was safe, my baby was safe, please stop eating or stop having the antibiotics and you'll be fine. And the family member and I walked out, and they said to me, I think that doctor thought I was your carer. And so when I figured out that this was still happening with you, that's when I came out and said, well, I'm her mum.
Yeah.
And that speaks to the medical bias, that medical practitioners aren't, they come with their own bias to work. They don't know about their bias, but they come with their bias. So I'm not quite sure what the off-duty nurse was, but he had unconscious bias towards me, and the on-duty doctor and staff in the emergency definitely thought that I was mentally impaired, when clearly, if I've got a master's degree, I don't think I'm mentally impaired.
She's got a good brain on her.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Thank you. So, this is where we come from. This is where we come at Karibu Ewing. We suggest that you do the 4, which is smile, say hi, assume that we are intelligent, and ask a genuine question politely. So assuming an intelligence is a massive, big thing, big thing, as you've heard. So is there any other pearls of information? I felt really horrible for you, because I thought this is the first time really that you've experienced this level of discrimination towards me, towards me, and that, and I hadn't actually spotted her up. Usually I swat people up and say, excuse me, but if this happens, you've got X, Y, and Z kind of thing to do, or what do you reckon you would like to do in this situation? And because we haven't been in that situation before, I'm sorry, as a friend, I'm sorry that I didn't I couldn't support you any further than, instead of saying, excuse me, mate, you've got unconscious bias, I'm okay, my brain, it functions, which I was nearly going to call out, but I thought that would be highly rude when they're doing the Good Samaritan thing.
Yeah, because they did a great job, and we were very grateful for their help, and it calmed her down a lot. So it was just great. So what should I do in future?
Well,
Dr. Zali.
Dr. Zali. Yes. Well, I've got all the answers. No, I don't have all the answers. It's kind of like find and think. Well, what I was thinking of because I was reflecting on this, I was thinking, well, you may in the next time say, well, you could say, please talk to my friend instead of me, or I feel that you're talking to me only. Could you please talk to my friend who's the mum of the person that you're assisting? And then if they didn't get that, then I would then follow up with, yes, please, I've noticed that you're deferring.
Back each other.
We'll back each other. And then I thought that you might be able to leave the area and go for a walk and come back around.
I was just thinking that, and you just said it.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, go for a walk. So therefore, you're out of.
Yeah, they must focus.
They must. Well, they may not have focused because there was another lot of people that were looking.
That's true. They might have started looking at
someone else. Yes.
Yeah.
So, I was just thinking that could be
a tactic to employ in that situation.
Yeah.
Next time, in reflection, as he did not get my subtle hint.
No, he didn't get it at all.
My eyes, is I thought, well, I'll gesture with my hands towards you.
I think you did that too. You did that.
I can't remember.
I think you did.
Okay.
I think you were doing that, but you were on the wrong side. So I actually looked around and caught you doing it.
Okay. And I'll use my words.
Yes.
I'll use my words. I'll be prepared next time.
Oh, you just we'll have to listen, and we'll have to do some rehearsals.
Yeah, because I was a bit shocked as well, to be honest. Like, I didn't expect it. It's like that scenario where someone says or does something and you just like, is that real? Did that just happen? And it actually did happen.
Yeah.
It's in my brain now that I'll use my words. And there is some tactics that I can employ in future. I pray there's not a future, like with more things like this happening, that it becomes less and less.
But do you know what? Even today, going into the supermarket, I got a wink. I was wonkered. And then instead of getting angry about it, I said, oh, and there's another wink. I've got 2 winks. And then my daughter, who was with me, said, what are you talking about, Mum? I said, oh, there's 2 winks. And she's like, really? I said, yeah. And she's like, oh, there was another one. I was like, how many winks can I get today? I'm a model, you know what I mean? I'm not even going to go finishing that. That wouldn't be very good. Oh, dear. So thank you very much for watching. And Liz, thank you very much for coming on board and sharing your experience and how you felt as a friend who's got you've got a friend who's got a facial disfigurement or facial eye disfigurement or live with monocular vision. I can fit into those 3 categories, but I don't fit into mentally impaired.
No, not at all.
No.
She's a beautiful person.
Thank you. Pay you later.
I want my bribe now.
Thank you. And remember that it's okay not to be okay sometimes, and to practice some self-care and being kind to yourself. Our website is www.karib for Bob, U for umbrella, A, N for Nelly, A, W for whiskey, I for India, M for Mary.com, or just read on the screen there. And without any further ado, we'll say see you later, and thank you very much for listening.
By golly gosh, it's the end of Karibu Anawim's 15 Minutes at Dr. Zali's Desk special. And that's a wrap for this episode. Thanks for tuning in. Please remember that all information given during this episode is for general application only. If you have any specific medical issues, as always, consult with your medical practitioner. Like, subscribe and share on whatever platform you find us on. For more information, please connect with Karibu Anawim on our website at karibuanawim.com or email us at inquiries@karibuanawim.com.